Perfect. Okay. Well, so today is kind of the wrap up of our 12-hour new agent CE class. And what I decided to do is this goes back actually a number of years ago, but when I was with Coldwell Banker, when I first started doing trainings, we had created this Jeopardy game as a way of just kind of getting people familiar with the company. And so when I then decided to do the 12-hour new agent class and get approved to teach the CE for it, I was like, some of this stuff is kind of boring and you got to figure out a way to make it not quite as boring. So hopefully you will find this not quite as boring today as it could have been. So we're going to play Jeopardy today. So what we need to do, so how many people we have here? 3, 6, 7. So we're going to have one team with 3, one with 4. And then I think we have like 3 on Zoom right now as well. So, now we have 4. Perfect. Sweet. No, you're good. So, so I guess, do you guys just want to do that side of the room against this side? Or how do you want to do it?
Yeah, that's fine. Sure.
Okay. Until Lisa walked in, I was going to say we could do 4 women against 3 men, but now we'll just split that side of the room, this side. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's how this is going to work. Let's kind of get our ground rules in place. So you guys on Zoom are a team, but you are at a little bit of a disadvantage because you might possibly be delayed a couple of seconds. So good luck. All right. So here's what we're going to do then is we've got our Jeopardy board here. Maybe. Okay, here's our Jeopardy board. All right. And you guys probably lights off, right? Is that better? Okay. It's like, are you coming in to get food?
No. I just got me in my group, but I want to walk around.
You didn't want to interrupt the class.
But I already did. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have a team on Zoom. So I'll just write up here. Zoom. What do you guys want to be? West side and east side?
It's a wrong.
That work? All right. So here's what we're going to do is now actually I was about to say something that turned out to be not true last time, but I'm going to say it anyway. We will let the Zoom people choose the first category because generally Zoom doesn't participate very well over in this game. So might be the only chance we get to hear from them. But before we do
I would assume we have to answer all questions in form of a question.
well, so what do you guys think? Do you want to say you do have to do that or no? No? Okay, I'm fine with no. That's okay. So you don't have to answer in the form of a question. However, if you do answer wrong, do you lose the points?
Yes.
Okay, good. I heard a yes, that nobody else said. So, which I was going to recommend that anyway.
Yeah.
What?
Watched it. Instead of just not getting.
Yeah, instead of just not getting, you'll actually lose the points. So, and it makes it more fun if we do that. So we'll do that. Next piece of it then too is typically we end up having some type of an argument over an answer or not. And so I get to be the final judge on if it counts or not. And then you'll boo me and all that, but that's okay. All right. So any other questions before we get going here?
Do we bet at the end?
Yeah, so there will be a final Jeopardy question and you'll get to wager your money. So
Do we like team answer?
Yes.
Or individual answer?
yeah, so you'll do it as a team. So great question. Oh yeah, which that's the next thing. So the other piece of this is you can, if you think you have the answer, typically I'm going to be over here clicking on this stuff. So when you have the answer, you have to verbally like, oh, or I got it, something like make some noise. Okay. You got to make some noise. If all you do is raise your hand, that's not going to count. Okay. So you got to make some noise. So for you guys on Zoom, same thing. You'll have to say got it or something, whatever. But all right. And let me think if there's any other rules that you need.
Give us a cafe.
I think that's probably it. So the where it looks like you would keep the score at the top is actually just cosmetic. It doesn't actually work. So I'll keep the score on the side here. So, oh yeah, which that is the other thing. you gotta make sure, so, cause sometimes I will get talking and forget to give you your points. So remind me to give you your points, right?
Yeah, so one team gets it wrong, does another team get a chance?
Yes.
to answer?
Yeah, if one team answers wrong, the next
At
one will.
risk of the points.
And yes,
And we now have
Hurry
five.
and hit the buzzer, that's why you're gonna take the point away if we're wrong, or we're just.
that, yeah, well, yeah, that is exactly right.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the other thing to keep in mind, oh, so you gotta be over on this side.
We're splitting teams.
Yeah, we're on teams.
So
Oh,
hold up.
and Aubrey, I guess you get to choose whichever team you think's gonna win.
Oh, okay.
They're like, yeah, he's like, I'm going with the ladies. Smart man. All right, yes, oh, but,
The team answers, so.
all right, so for here, for you and. Okay. I think we've covered everything. If not, then we'll
Make it up as.
we'll make it up as we go. Yeah. All right, so Zoom, since you guys are probably at a disadvantage more than anything, we'll let you guys choose the category. Oh, before you do though. Keep in mind,
Yeah.
so I want to make sure you guys know this. So notice the categories as agency, agency continued, contracts, federal law, state laws. So sometimes what people will do is they'll choose one of the ones under agency, for example, and then I'll read the question and then they'll say agency. And it's kind of like, well, yeah, that's the category. So I can tell you right now, none of the answers to the questions are going to be agency, agency continued, contracts, you know. All right. Okay, so Zoom, if you guys are still there and awake and not watching The Price is Right or something, what category do you want to choose?
Just want one of us to pick Zoom.
Yep.
I'll take state laws for 200.
All right, here we go. So now remember, even though they chose it, anybody can buzz in. You got to make some type of noise to let me know you think you got it. So state laws for 200. Here we go. So the answer is,
So nervous.
when advertising, the name of the brokerage must be, okay.
It must be half the size of your name and on your.
Okay, do you want to consult with your team before you answer, or do you want to? Just answer. I'm not gonna give you, I won't give you too long to consult, but
I got one.
Name of the broker must be.
Half the size.
Okay.
Of your name.
Well, this is the
I'm glad,
answer.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, that works. Don't overthink that part.
Okay, but it is a question. But
Okay.
it's- but it's half the size.
Yes.
Yeah. Or is it?
Final answer?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, man.
so technically, that's wrong now, but I'm gonna give it to you because that's what I still have up there.
Oh.
Now, here's why I left it up there. So they changed, so the law has now been changed on this to where it used to be that it had to be half the size of the name of the brokerage. So, or the largest font in the advertisement. So with that being, or let me rephrase that, of the size of your name. So whatever the size of your name is, the brokerage has to be within, or had to be half the size or bigger than what your name. They changed the law now to where, and this is awesome, you'll love it. It now just says your name, the brokerage name has to be a reasonable size.
That's what we had. So that was his answer.
Was that your answer?
I think we're gonna.
I guess.
Got a bunch faster. So, no, the reason, well, so hold on now. See, I told you guys were gonna argue with me and I get to be the final judge. So here's the thing, the reason I've left it as this is because what is reasonable? Define reasonable size. So,
Notice.
well, but that's what I guess I'm saying is just keep in mind that the law is actually, it has to be a reasonable size. But I've left the answer as being half the size just because I feel like if you do that, the division's gonna call it reasonable. So that's the reason I've left it where it is. So. All right, so 200 points for you guys. Now, and like I said, keep me honest because I'll forget to give you your points. So,
Okay.
all right. What?
Get ready.
Yeah, you're ready. Okay. Any other questions on that part? Okay, because even though we're playing a game, do remember, like, the point is to learn something, so.
No.
So if you have questions, we want to stop and talk about it, but, okay. Okay, good. So since you guys won, you get to choose the next category. Now, remember, anybody can buzz in.
Sure.
State law is 400.
All right, usually this is like the last category we go to.
We're just killing it.
I know, I'm good with it. All right, we ready? Here we go. And remember, it's gotta be, no, isn't just raise your hand, you gotta make a noise, because I might not hear it. Or I might not see it.
Yeah.
Use of 2 or more contracts, one of which is concealed. All of a sudden, now you guys are like, oh, why did we choose this? And the people on Zoom at home are Googling right now.
Yeah, I know. Imagine both were it, right? This-
We'll lose points and we get it wrong.
That part.
You only go negative 2.
Oh, yeah. Use of 2 or more contracts.
Let's just guess.
Like we were just some questions last time,
Well, when you say last time, meaning,
2 years ago.
oh, no, they're the same. I was gonna say, the reason I say meaning is because there is a Jeopardy
Yeah.
game for the mandatory residential, and that,
Yes.
those might be easy.
I'm meeting last time.
Gotcha.
How was that?
It's because one is like a permanent finance company and one is for the work, it's illegal.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So we should try that.
Ding, ding, ding.
All right, we're buzzing in. Here we go.
Double contract?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm confident.
Double
I'm
contract.
confident.
If you're answering, obviously we gotta.
When you walk through the door, wait, I'm going there right.
It is legal. Okay, good. So ultimately, here's the thing with, and we'll talk for a second about where sometimes agents get themselves in trouble on these types of things. And I'll tell you one place where they were being used that, as I tell it to you, you might be like, ooh, that's a really good idea, but just don't do it, okay? So typically what constitutes a double contract is anything that the buyer and the seller have agreed to that is not disclosed to the lender, if there's a lender involved, okay? And so what will occasionally happen is sometimes people will say, like on repairs or something, the lender might even be the one that says to you, do these repairs or agree to these repairs, but don't put it in an addendum anywhere. So I want to talk about that for a second, because really the proper way when you're dealing with repairs in terms of asking for them to be done, the way you do want to do it is to initially ask for the repairs outside of the contract. So it might sound like I'm telling you to do, but I'm not. So you're going to start with just like, hey, here's the things we want to have done. Then they may come back and say no. So like you may send it just as an email or a text of here's what my buyers want to have done. So come to some type of an agreement of what the sellers are going to do, and then put it in to an addendum saying this is what, the buyer, or excuse me, the seller's agreeing to fix this or do that, whatever. But sometimes what'll happen though is lenders will say, just do that outside and don't give a copy to us or whatever. If that happens, that's what would be then a double contract. Let me give you another example. That this was happening early 2000s ish, maybe late 1990s. But what was happening is, and I actually did one of these, but mine was actually legit. It wasn't a double contract, but it worked out basically the same way as what the double contracts do, but mine was legit. And I'll tell you why the difference. But what people were doing is, let's say that the price of the house, just for the ease of numbers, was $80,000. A buyer's agent would come in and offer to pay $100,000 for the house. So the buyer would come in and say, we'll give you $100,000 for your house. We're going to go get a loan for $80,000. And then we're going to have you as the seller do a seller finance for $20,000. Okay. Now, why would they want to do that?
qualify for $100,000 loan.
For updates.
Okay.
Money off the-
Well, what if you put 80%, sorry, 20% down on a property, what goes away from on the loan? Yeah, so what they were doing is trying to avoid mortgage insurance, so they would say, we'll pay you 100,000. You give it, we'll go get a loan for 80. And then you as the seller finance that $20,000 for us.
So that's
But-
the concealed contract.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Where the problem came in is they had an agreement on the side that after closing, the seller would forgive that note. Because remember, the list price of the property is 80,000. So they would go get a loan for 80,000, essentially pay the seller off. The seller was then going to finance the $20,000 or the 20%, but then they had the side agreement that afterwards they'll forgive the note. And now they've gotten the property for no money down and there's no mortgage insurance, which is why I say you might think, oh, that sounds like a pretty good idea. Back then, appraisers would pretty much go, what do you need to appraise for? Oh, yeah, sure, that's what it'll appraise for.
Oh.
So it wouldn't be as easy in today's world, but that actually would be an example of a double contract. So now on the one that I told you I did, I had a property that my seller, I went in and told them the home would sell for X amount. They wanted to sell it for clear up here. When we weren't getting the offers in, I finally did say to them, if you would be willing to do a seller finance on this, then we could probably get you an offer at this price if you're willing to do seller finance. So we did, but there was no agreement to wipe out that afterwards. And so because of that, it was legal. Like the lender knew that that's what was going on. Everybody knew what was going on with it. Then like a month after the closing, so it all went through, it closed everything. A month after the closing, I was watching the news one night and I saw this thing about somebody breaking into now I lost what they're called. Snowmobile, this snowmobile place in West Valley, and stealing all these snowmobiles, and they caught them and they arrested them and blah, blah, blah. Well, I get a call from my client and he goes, hey, did you see that news story about those people that broke in and stole all those snowmobiles? And I said, yeah. And he said, those are the people that bought our house. So they went to jail. Therefore, they did not make any payments on their seller finance that they had done. So anyway, in essence, my client ended up doing that scenario, but it was all on the up and up because it was all disclosed. So anyway, so just know, anytime you hear something, and even from a lender potentially saying to you, just don't tell me about it or something, that's going to be really considered a double contract, even if it's not actually like in writing somewhere. Although if you're agreeing to something that's not in writing, that's kind of going to be iffy on getting it to stand up anyway. But that's the idea of double contract. So just kind of know, sometimes agents get themselves into a scenario of a double contract without intentionally doing it. Because usually it's the lender saying this is what you should do, and you go, oh, well, okay, they said that. So anyway, all right, good job. Next, back to you guys. See if you still like state laws. Yeah, you should. You guys done good.
State law 600.
All right. There are some of these that are actually pretty really. There are some that are really hard. I don't know if this will be. All right, here we go. Answer is gift given by an agent or a broker to a buyer or a seller. There's a term for that. So I'll give you the hint. What we're looking for is, what's that called?
Bing.
All right. Oh, here we go. Zoom. Good job. All right, go ahead, Christian.
Is it an inducement?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, good job. Zoom is on the board and tied for the lead. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's talk about this for a second. So in terms of this, so keep in mind, anytime that you, like if you go to a closing and you give your clients a closing gift, that is the reason it's okay, is because that falls under this category of gifts and inducements. So just know there's not a limit on this in terms of you being able to, what you give to the client.
I think it's Russ, isn't it correct that you can't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you can't advertise the gift ahead of time? Like it's almost got to be a surprise.
That's a referral.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a little bit different. So
Yeah, exactly.
because like at one point, there was somebody, this was a number of years ago, but I remember driving along I-15. There was a guy that had put a billboard up there that was like, I'll buy you a big screen TV if you list your house with me. And I've seen like at Jordan Commons, I don't know that this is in the women's bathroom, but at the men's bathroom, you'd go in there and there was a sign there above the urinals that was like, if you list, buy or sell a house with me and you'll be entered for a drawing to a lease for a car for a couple of years or whatever. So yeah, you actually can advertise that, Christian, that, hey, list your house with me and I'll do whatever. Give you a trip to Hawaii or something.
Mall right here. Yeah.
Fashion Place? Yeah.
You know, there's big billboards, a number one realtor in Utah, and he says, what's with me, your staging and your home repair are free.
Yep.
It's the same idea, right?
Yeah, so any of that is why it's just inducements. Anything that is inducing them to use you as a client is gonna be okay. Like I say, the only thing with it where you could potentially have an issue with that is if it was like unreasonable. Like, and what I mean by that is it's probably still not illegal, but the division potentially would draw a red flag to, like, if you were saying, you know, list your house with me and I'll give you a all expense cruise around the world, and somebody lists their house and you're gonna make a commission of $2,000, say, which is probably not gonna happen, but, and you're gonna spend 12,000 for them, like, if the division caught wind of that, they might come to you and be like, what are you doing? Like, what's really going on? Because obviously nobody's gonna do something like that. But anyway, that's the idea. So on gifts and inducements, just think of it as it's no different than somebody going in and saying, I'll list your home on the MLS for $3,500. Like versus somebody else saying 6%. What?
Sounds like a seduce.
That's it. I like that.
That's how I'm gonna read that.
That's how you're gonna remember it. Yes. You're seducing them into doing business. So, all right, good job, Zoom. Where do you want to go next?
State laws 800.
All right,
Right.
I'll text you guys the answer. I'll help you. Just kidding. I'm gonna help the west side to get on the board here. No, not yet. I have been known to cheat for the losing team. All right, here we go. Paying an unlicensed person for a referral. So this is good because this is related to what we just talked about somewhat. So this one actually is hard, but there's a term for this. There's a term for it. Paying an unlicensed person for a referral. It would be like an inducement, but not, it's not that.
Hmm.
If nobody can get it, then I'll change up the question a little bit.
Get all gas, but we're not willing to.
Yeah, nobody's willing to lose. Nobody wants to lose 800 points. All right, so do you want me to change it up, make it a little easier? Maybe. Make it a little easier? All right, remember you gotta make a noise. No, it doesn't, no rhymes. Okay. What is the maximum amount? That's why I was like, remember you gotta make a noise. 250. Okay, good. That is correct. Since nobody was guessing that one, you're on the board, and I didn't even cheat for them.
And we're leading now.
Now you're winning too. So now I'll help you guys out. All right, so yes, the term for it is actually a finder's fee, is what it's called. I know that one's a harder one, but here's the key thing to just remember is you can pay somebody up to $250 for what type of a referral?
Unsolicited.
Unsolicited. So what does that mean?
You're not
Can't
gonna advertise.
advertise.
Yeah, you can't. So this one's one, Christian, that you were probably thinking of. This one is one you can't advertise. So you can't say to somebody, hey, refer somebody to me and I'll pay you $250 for every person you refer. So you cannot do that.
So in this case, advertising also means verbally telling somebody,
Correct.
not just putting it out here, flyers.
Yeah, you can't put it on a flyer. You can't tell them even, hey, if I will pay you if you give me a referral.
What do you do if someone says, will you give me something if I give me some names down the road.
So if somebody said that, I would say, you know, I was going to, I would have until you said that. I can't, at that point, I would just say, you know what? I can't promise you that I would do anything like that. That's where it becomes illegal. I could, if I chose to, I could, but it's not something I can say, yes, I would do that. Now, you
Got
still.
it. I have a question. What if your client mentions what you gave them as an unsolicited referral on like a Google review? Would that be illegal?
No, that would be okay. They could do that. It's
Tell them
just.
to write nicely about you.
What's that?
I said, tell them to write nicely about you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the only place that it would be a problem though is that if then somebody called up you and said, hey, I saw that you paid so-and-so $250 for referring their friend. I got somebody I want to send to you. That's where you could be like, okay, you know, they're now asking for it up front, which is where you get in trouble. So here's what I recommend. Here's how I recommend going about it is anytime you get a lead from somebody, I recommend like go over to like we've got Cold Stone over here or something, you know, or Starbucks, get some gift cards to there for the $15-20, something like that. Anytime anybody gives you a name of somebody that, hey, you should contact this person, they're thinking about selling, write them a thank you card, send them off that Starbucks or Cold Stone or whatever gift card. Then let's say you call the person, they say, yeah, we'll meet with you. At that point, I would say then, you know, since Chili's is right here, go get like a Chili's gift card or even Cheesecake Factory or something like that. That's for maybe $60 or something. Send to the person, hey, thank you for referring so-and-so to me. I've met with them and they're gonna sell their house or whatever. Send them a gift card to go to dinner. Then you close on that transaction. I would write another thank you card. Hey, we just closed on that. Maybe you send them down to Ruth's Chris or something. I don't know. You just figure out to where it doesn't end up being over $250, but think of it as like you want to reward the behavior you're looking for. So just the fact that they passed a name on to you, I think it's worth sending them a $10 or a $15 gift card to Starbucks or Cold Stone or whatever, something like that. That makes sense? So anyway, just some ideas for you. All right. We're neck and neck now.
1,000 state laws.
All right.
Gosh. Finish out this account.
Before I do this one,
Oh,
Double jeopardy.
no, it's not double.
Oh,
And it's a good thing because
You go in the.
I don't know, so maybe, should I preface it?
No,
I don't know that anybody's ever gotten this one right.
let's do it.
So
It's gonna change.
here we go.
It's gonna change.
Stir up the cornflakes.
I know I probably need to update this question because this one's like probably the hardest one. All right. All documents reflect true terms. So what we're looking for here, since I already know I'm gonna have to give you hints on this. What we're looking for here is if somebody did a double contract, then there wouldn't be some of the documents wouldn't have the true terms on it. So what would be the term for the documents that are reflecting the not true terms?
Bing, bing, I think.
All right, I consult with your team, make sure,
Man. I got 10 seconds.
because you might lose 1,000 points here.
I don't want to risk it.
You want to risk it, Christian?
No, I don't want to risk it.
Oh, yeah.
I think I have a guess. Zoom, can I risk it?
Yes, risk it.
Well, so hang on, so the West team buzzed in first, so I gotta see what they want to try.
Nah,
Then go
whatever,
down,
whatever.
right? Less
Yeah, if they
than-
both do that, then you guys take a big lead. All right, what you got? What's this team got?
Yeah, we go. for it.
Closing disclosures.
There we go. That's it. That's not it. That's definitely not it.
Okay, not first. It's not closing.
All right, you want to risk it, Christian? You buzzed in next.
Zoom says I can risk it. I'm gonna say the document. I'm gonna say they're certified. or certified copies therein.
Incorrect.
Oh, man.
What'd you say?
So we go for it. You wanna go for it?
Yeah.
You already took a 1,000-point lead, but you can really take a big lead if you get it right. This is why I prefaced it with I've never had anybody get it right, so.
Wait for it.
So.
They can't answer it.
That's
Yeah, it's up to you. Either you guys answer it or I.
Phone a friend.
We get a hit.
Long game.
Do we have a life?
Yeah, no lifelines.
Yeah.
You gonna risk it or no?
No.
You're
already
not.
way back.
Wait.
I'm not. You're not.
All documents.
Go ahead and risk it.
Well, can we get like 2 seconds?
They don't wanna risk, yeah, you can have 2
Okay,
seconds.
so-
They don't wanna risk it, Christian.
No guts, no glory.
Yeah. Well, here's what I will do though, is, well, we'll see. I'll give you a hint, either after, no, after, no, I'm not giving it to you before.
Say,
That wouldn't be fair.
500?
I like it.
I like it.
You'll get bonus points from us. Just right now.
Did you say you've never heard of it, Lisa?
Doesn't mean all the time. True.
Oh, 'cause I was gonna say, most of you have probably never heard of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So no, so we didn't.
Never heard
Preface it with nobody ever got it.
Wait, so we didn't go through it in school with it?
I don't know if you did or not. That's a good question. It probably depends on the teacher,
Right.
but there's two. So here's the first hint.
Videos.
Can we get some?
Yeah, here's the first hint. 2 words. That's probably not much of a hint though. Legal document.
That's what
Ooh, you're close.
I get.
Close. You want to risk the points?
Oh, wait. I'm seeing my notes.
Shit, I'm just asking a question. This happened to you.
Does it have a T in it?
No.
No. Okay.
Never mind. No.
Okay, so the next hint
It's
is
not bad.
first word is the opposite of one of the words up there.
Oh, no idea.
Very close. but- All right, I'll just give it to you. Like I said, I gotta change this one. Nobody ever gets it right.
Okay. Sam Bell was in my string of legal.
Yeah.
Videos. I do not remember going over.
Yeah,
there.
I know, I know. When I put this together, I was like, I gotta find a really hard question for the 1,000 points, and I think I found too hard of a question. So, yeah, I'll need to update it. So, but here's the point, is anything that does not the true terms. So again, back to that double contract thing, whatever that you have submitted that isn't actually what you're gonna do would be considered a false device, is the term. I know, it was hard.
Throw that one in.
Which is why I did preface it with nobody's ever gotten it right.
No.
Like, so to my defense, I tried to warn you. All right, who got the one before that right? You guys did. Okay, so you guys choose again.
Let's go agency 200.
All right, here we go.
Give it back to the game.
Now we're gonna be some easy ones. So
Oh,
get ready.
Uh-oh.
Proper time to disclose who you represent. All right, maybe it's not as easy. Proper time. Oh,
dang it.
Ding, 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 I think. It's at the time of the auction.
Yes.
No,
Is that the final answer?
what do you think?
I mean, they said it.
I'm gonna offer anything as reasonable.
Final answer?
I think Ann
Three
is-
guesses?
Did they bing?
Yeah.
There.
So what are you guys giving me? What's the answer?
You guys decide.
Oh,
Did you guys say it?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
What do you think? Final answer. Give me something or I'm gonna go subtract one.
Yeah, let's go at the time of the offer. Let's just go. I'm speaking for the team.
That can't be right.
Well, he's gonna mark if he thinks it.
He's just trying to decide if I'm gonna give it to him.
Cause yeah, I was gonna say, like, can we,
I'm gonna give it to him for one reason. So it's good. Yeah.
That's kind of.
But yeah, I was gonna say, here's the main reason why I was trying to say, what do you guys think? So prior to executing a binding agreement is when you'd have to do it. But the intent of the rule that the division put in place on that was as soon as practical. Okay, so here's the point of that. Let's say you were holding an open house and somebody walks into the open house. It's not like when they walk in that you have to go, I represent the seller. Like that, yeah, yeah, and so the idea, the reason they said it as prior to executing a binding agreement, so here's the thing, there's the way I would think about it is. If you are, and typically you're gonna run into this mostly at either like an open house or somebody calling off of your sign or something. To where they're gonna start asking you questions. If those questions start to lead to where you think they're thinking you're their agent, is the time you would need to say, I need to make sure you understand, I represent the seller. So meaning if a buyer walked into an open house and then starts telling you, yeah, we're just in town and we got to find a house really, really fast. Like we're really desperate to get into a property. Like so if they start saying something like that is when you've got to be like, well, no, I just need to make sure you understand how agency works in Utah. Is I'm here as a representative of the seller. I would be happy to represent you, and we could do that to where I'm going to represent you as a buyer. And in the event you bought this house, I would then be a limited agent. But like you gotta, that's what they mean by this is basically, even though it says prior to executing a binding agreement, the way the division's looking at it is as soon as it's practical and as soon as it would make sense. And so for me, it's like as soon as if they start to give you information that you would then have to tell your seller, hey, FYI, these people are like really desperate, so don't come off your price. That's when you've got to make sure they know so that they aren't telling you something they may wish they didn't later. Does that make sense? All right. So good job. You're back to zero. You're out of the hole.
Yeah.
Good job. So, yeah. Prior to executing a binding, so either way, I was going to give it to you guys, but either you said you were. I just like to throw you guys off by saying final answer to you kind of go, oh, wait.
Let's do an agency 4.
Agency for 400. All right, here we go. Answer is obligates the agent to obey all lawful instructions from the principal. So this is where we're going to get easier now.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding.
Okay,
Fiduciary duty. No,
final answer?
final answer.
No.
Oh,
It is one of your fiduciary
That's
duties,
what I
yes.
thought.
Oh, so wait, I got to minus you back again. huh?
Now it's done.
Sorry.
Minus 400, by the way.
Okay, wait.
Yes, no,
Oh, yeah.
just so you know.
Thanks for that. All right, what do you got? That's correct.
Yes.
Good job.
All right. Now they're all depressed over there. I'll help you. So.
No.
You'll help us think.
I didn't say who I was helping. All right, back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. The hint is, these are probably all gonna be fiduciary duties now.
Perfect.
I probably should have said. Give me the answer. Next time I do this, I'm gonna say, if you ding before I put it up. All right, here we go. Answer is obligates the agent to place the best interest of the principal above all other interests, including the agent's own.
Got it.
All right, Zoom.
Is that loyalty
That's correct.
Oh my gosh, I knew that.
and fiduciary duties?
Good job. All right, you guys are out of the hole at 200s. Just so
Wait,
you-
what are, because I can't see it. What are the points sitting at?
Yeah, so Zoom's at 200. The west side of the room's at -400 and the east side's at 1,000.
Wait, that
Okay.
can't, right?
Why?
Yeah.
Do you think you're -600?
No, you guys.
We got, you gave us that answer for 200, you didn't.
I know you guys lost it.
And then you lost it on fiduciary duties.
Oh,
It's right.
oh,
I should have let you consult amongst each other. All right, Yeah, let me think, what do I want to say on this? I guess here's what I'll tell you on this. Is. Nah, I didn't. I had a story that I was gonna tell you, but I'm like, that doesn't really fit loyalty, so.
Did you give them their points?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, they went from -400 to 200. All right, Zoom,
Agency 8,
agency for 800, probably one of the fiduciary duties, FYI. Here we go. Although I said that the first time, it wasn't. Here we go. Obligates the agent to inform the principal of any material
Ding, ding,
fact
ding.
that the agent learns.
Yeah.
It's not full disclosure.
$100%, that's it. Final answer.
All right. So, yeah, anything you know, you have to tell to your client, right? I didn't say anything else on that. Okay. Back to you guys.
Agency for 1,000.
1,000. You guys are so organized. All right, here we go. Probably the only other fiduciary duty left. Maybe not.
Okay.
Prohibits the agent from disclosing without.
got it,
Permission given to the agent. Did somebody ding it?
got it.
Okay. That would likely weaken the principal's bargaining position if it were not. Okay. What is it?
Is that a confidentiality?
Oh, I thought you said you guys had it. He got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good job. That is correct.
Put us on the board.
The word from above.
I know. All right. You got Zoom's catching up. All right, so yeah, confidentiality. So this one, just real quick, is this is just relevant to this week? Well, I want to tell you guys this. I shouldn't do that, huh? Well, I'm gonna keep it generic. I'm gonna keep it generic just because I realized as I was saying this, I don't know that I really want everybody to know this and go do it, so. Just keep in mind, we have a fiduciary duty, right, of confidentiality. So we have an agent who is using a transaction coordinator that is not licensed with our company. And as a result of that, if somebody was using a transaction coordinator that's not with our company, that would technically be violating the fiduciary duty of confidentiality, right?
Wow. Because that person's not licensed
And you're-
here, they could go and be at another brokerage that documents out, people can easily look over a cubicle and see what's going on.
They could do that, or they could tell somebody, like, whatever, it's just you're part of your fiduciary duties of this. And here's the other thing I'll add to that. Keep in mind, we sometimes forget this fiduciary duty of confidentiality when we're with our own agents. And we'll start, you walk in and go, hey, I just got this new listing, and yeah, they're willing to sell it for like 100,000 less. Like you're telling your friend that's an agent at the office that, which technically then without permission would be violating the confidentiality, right? So anyway. Good job, Zoom. Where do you want to go next, Zoom?
Federal laws 200.
All right. You seem like you should be an attorney, Christian, so. Here we go.
Now, I barely graduated high school.
I think most attorneys did, so you probably fit right in.
It's actually true.
All right, federal laws, here we go. These ones there's some of these are not real easy either, but here we go. Answer is, all have the same right in every state to purchase property.
Ding.
Oh,
Okay.
I think I'm going with Christian dinged in
That's
first.
more like a question.
So, should I give a hint?
No.
No.
You give
Okay.
Oh, it's, I mean, I might get this wrong, but it's only 200. I'm gonna say equal opportunity.
No. it's not.
No,
Ding, 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 ding.
so you're down to 1,000. All right, you guys. Here's
Wait,
my
wait,
problem.
wait.
My problem is that there, it's one of two, and I'm not sure I remember which one it is.
It's like, they're right.
So give me your answer.
Fair housing.
I'm pretty sure it is fair housing. There's another one that's similar. That I won't tell you, but. So. I don't know what I'm gonna do if it's wrong. What do I do if it's
You give
wrong?
us the
I
points.
lose the points, yeah.
Let's negotiate.
Good job. That one is the right, so good job.
Good job. Good job.
I was pretty sure that we have another one that's somewhat related that I couldn't, I was like, ooh. So anyway, all right, fair housing. So just keep in mind on the fair housing is, yeah, you gotta treat everybody the same. If you have a client that says, don't sell my house to any fill in the blanks, you can't do that. Okay, it's just, we have to follow all the fair housing laws. The other thing that I like to point out in this is there are testers that will call you up on the phone and they'll try to set you up to see if you would fall for, you know, hey, I want to go see some houses, but don't show me any where there are whatever, and you know, to see how you're going to respond. So just keep in mind that the best way to handle it and respond is because you're going to have people. Well, let me give you actually an example that I kind of feel like this is where sometimes we don't do fair housing. And this isn't like a blatant obvious thing, but we had, when I was with a different company, we had a relocation director that worked at our company that had come here from Chicago. So he had been a relocation director in Chicago, got the job here, moved here. Well, one day he and I were going to go to lunch. And so we jumped in the car to go to lunch and I was like, oh, I need to go stop at my house real quick. And I live out in Taylorsville. And so we jumped on 215, went over to Redwood Road, got off, went to my house, pulled into my neighborhood. And he was like, this is a nice neighborhood. And I was like, oh yeah, thanks. And he's like, I was told not to live on the west side. Like I was told that you don't want to be on the west side. And I was like, yeah, a lot of people will say that, but like for me, I said, I just feel like you get more for your money. And so anyway, to me, I kind of feel like if somebody shows up and he told his agent, FYI, I only want to see houses on the east side. But he got that from other people saying, oh, you wouldn't want to live on the west side. So for me, when I have people coming in and a lot of times if you've got a relocation client, they may even coworkers that may have told them, oh, you don't want to live in this area or you want to live in that. Just like keep in mind that across the whole valley, there are nice areas and bad areas, and I don't care, east side, west side, whatever, which, so I am west side, by the way, but just kidding. But so that's why I would cheat for you guys, because I'm west side. So just keep in mind, like that's how I usually handle it with people is I just always tell them, look, there's good and bad everywhere. And you don't follow what your client says. But if they came in saying, I was told I shouldn't live on the west side, at least say to them, hey, there's some great areas out there. And you know, you might want to take a look. If they then say, well, I don't want to, then that's fine. But you're at least have done your job of saying like, oh no, that, you know, don't limit yourself. There may be some nice areas that are there. And so just kind of keep in mind, there's good and bad pockets everywhere. And, you know, even probably saying bad pockets probably is a fair housing violation. I don't know, but just know, like, to some extent, you want to be open to, hey, you should consider everything kind of thing. Okay?
I have
All
a
right.
question about that.
Yes.
May I?
Yeah.
I know an agent that was under contract on a house and her client was like, oh, I looked up the sex offenders list. There's 12 in that neighborhood. I want to cancel.
Okay.
So they did. And then she sent her another house. She's like, can we see this? And the agent said, sure, but I looked it up and there's 5 sex offenders. Are you sure? We shouldn't be looking at sex offenders lists as agents, correct?
Yeah, I would say,
Right.
no, to me, that would be no different than you doing the inspection on the house.
Right.
Kind of a thing, right? I would say if they're concerned and they want to look, then yeah. Yeah, I would, yeah, because again, you might look it up and tell them, oh, there's 5, but none of them are within 3 houses, and then turns out the next door neighbor is, or whatever. You know?
Right.
So, anyway.
That's just the convicted ones.
Yeah, that was, I almost said that. I almost actually said that because I did one time in a training have an agent tell me, I tell people every time they should look it up, and I'm like, that's fine, like if you want to do that, that's fine, but just what if the one next door just hasn't been caught yet? And, you know, whatever, so.
There could be one in your call space.
Did you say there could be one in your house?
I had a client that literally didn't want to buy it. She's like, "Someone be in there." And then
Okay, no problem. All right. Who got that one?
We did.
You did? Did I give you? Oh, I did.
You gave us a.
Okay. All right, back to you again.
Let's just across the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do the contract.
Yeah, there you go. Shake it up.
Yeah.
So contracts, okay, so now I will give a fair hint so that, unlike I should have told you on the first category, Brandon, that fiduciary duties is not one of the answers.
It's all the answers, but it's not.
Yeah, it is, that's right. So under contracts, what we're looking for is it from real estate school, remember the elements of a contract. There's your hint. And they all might not be that, but just so you know. Here we go. Contracts for 200. Answer is in writing. So this is one of the elements of a contract. What is it called? There's a term for that you learned in real estate school. This one, I know for sure you learned in school. So there's four, I'll give you another hint. There's 4 elements to the contract, but then this one's kind of the 5th. That helps.
Ding.
Soon as
All
I
right.
pass my test,
Zoom.
I'll forget it.
I'll take the hit. In writing makes it enforceable.
Well, that's true, but that's not what the term for it is. So incorrect. Down to 800. You're going the wrong direction. But you're still ahead of the west side, so my friends. See, somewhere along the way, I'll just kind of.
West side's a bad area.
But it's
Yeah.
more affordable over here.
It's more affordable. Get more for your money. All right. Anybody else want to guess? This isn't that hard. Come on.
Is the answer not in the category?
It's one of them.
I mean,
It's
you said
one
the
of
wording
the-
is not in a category before.
Right, so like.
I did?
You did.
Yeah, you said if it's contract,
The
contract
answer
is
is
the
not
answer.
the answer.
Oh,
Or if it's an agency.
correct, yeah,
it's
con-
the-
well, yeah, you couldn't say elements, one of the elements. If you answered this, it's one of the elements of a contract, I'd be like, yeah, it is, but which one? Okay,
Is it legal?
that's pretty much what Zoom said, I think. So no,
That's what it's doing.
One of the elements.
I said
said
enforceable.
enforceable. You guys are gonna die when I put it up there.
So, yeah, just give.
You're up there for a little. We're already ahead of this question.
So you're not gonna answer? Okay. Really? We could really go ahead.
Can I guess without getting points?
Sure.
This the signature?
No.
Okay. Statue of frauds.
What? Oh, my son.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally miserable now.
I mean, you guys remember that from school, right?
Yeah.
So the statute of frauds says
It has to be.
the contract has to be in writing. All right. Oh,
Okay.
man, I'm gonna change that one to be like an 800 point question or something.
I forgot.
All right, good job. You guys got a 200 point advantage. All right, here we go. Back to, was it you guys? Or was it Zoom? You guys, Joe.
It's us.
Agency for 200.
You're clearing off the 200s. Get rid of it. So the agency continued. Here we go. Answer is account for all money or property entrusted to the agent. So it is still one of the fiduciary duties. This
Ding, ding, ding. Accountability.
Good job.
Yay.
I'm pulling my weight here.
Okay.
Catch me leaning on these guys.
You guys just keep bouncing back. and forth. All right. So just so that Zoom knows the update, Zoom's at 800, west side's at 400, east side's at 2000.
Just so everybody knows.
Just so everybody knows. All right, where are you going next? East side, east siders,
Just do like a
400.
this one? All right, here we go. Answer is, a real estate broker is deemed to have skill and expertise in real estate matters superior to that of the average person. I'll give it a second and then I'll. What'd you say? False? Yeah, you guys should get 1,000 points.
Sorry, Zoom.
No, I won't give you that. It's not true or false. All right, here's your hint. It is, or do you want to guess first?
No,
Wait,
wait,
no,
go
no,
ahead. What's
Well,
that?
all points.
It's one of the fiduciary duties.
Ding,
Okay,
reasonable care
and
and Help me out, guys.
I got the other one.
Wait, we're taking time. The diligence, okay.
Oh,
You were close enough. All right, although I should be stricter on you guys because you're winning that so much. No.
You know, winners win.
So
Winners win.
reasonable care and diligence. So
Yeah.
on this one, keep in mind, the idea behind reasonable care and diligence is you should stick to kind of what you already know. And what I mean by that, so two different areas that I see where agents potentially violate this is one is you're prospecting, you come across somebody that says, oh yeah, we're thinking about, we want to do a commercial deal and buy this $10 million building. Well, you start going, oh, that's a pretty big commission. Yeah, I can help you do that. Because are you licensed to do commercial?
Yes.
Yeah. So you hear a $10 million commercial building. Yeah, I'll help you do that. Have you ever done a commercial before? Anything? And if you haven't, that's when you kind of ought to stop and go, okay, am I giving to my client reasonable care and diligence if I do that? So I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying go find somebody that you could partner up with so you could learn.
That's, I was gonna say, actually, like, when I first kind of got into, real estate world. I was knocking doors, like, ran into a guy, he's looking at doing, a couple $1 million commercial, and I was like, I can help you. It was like, he's like, okay, like, I can refer you out to someone. Would that be acceptable?
Yeah, for sure. But I would almost say if you want to learn it,
Yeah.
typically
Do it.
go and
Partner
find
with
a
someone,
commercial
do it,
broker,
yeah.
agent, whatever, and just say, hey, I got a potential, I want to learn it. I'll split it with you. You negotiate whatever you're going to do, but I would say go to them and say, I'll split it with you, but I want to start to learn how to do this. And then if they say no, then go find another commercial agent and say, I want to learn. So, anyway. So the other area that I see agents potentially run into it is somebody says, oh, I want to buy a place down in St. George. And so they now are going to go try to help a buyer in St. George, which are you licensed to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. But who knows what blue clay is? That's the reason you probably shouldn't go work in St. George then. If you don't know what blue clay is, you probably should stay out of go. So the idea of that again is working in markets that you're familiar with and also areas you're familiar with, because and the way I don't even know really what blue clay is, but I was teaching a class in our St. George office the one day and I kind of brought this up and one of the agents said, yeah, like blue clay. And I was like, I don't know what's blue clay. And apparently in St. George, there's some areas that have blue clay and you wouldn't want to build there. So anyway, so that's the idea of reasonable care and diligence. All right, next.
Contracts for,
Contracts for 400? Yeah.
As long as it's our turn, just keep leaving down.
yeah. Under like a-
I feel like we're like going too fast for some reason. But we'll see. Okay, here we go. Answer is legitimate use.
That's way too big.
It's what?
That's too big.
It's a term in a contract.
So, yeah, so remember there, under this one, what we're talking about is the elements of a contract. So you learned in real estate school, there are 4 elements to a contract, but then, and if I remember right, that's like Utah has the statute of frauds being the 5th element, basically. You need to go back to real estate school?
Yeah, no, I'm like,
Mr. Red,
Yes.
because as soon as I passed, I was like it just everything kind
it's gonna happen to everybody. It's like
So what's your?
normal? Like.
Oh, well, so, yeah, to answer your question, yes, it's normal. That is the whole reason that the division said during the first 2 years, if you get your license, you have to do this one. And I would say it's also a good reason it's not bad to come back again. So you guys got one?
It's a legal purpose.
Good job. Good job,
Hey,
guys.
you guys got your phones out or something?
All right, so legal purpose. So here's the whole idea of this, it has to be a legitimate use. So think about this in terms of when we're talking about elements of a contract, you couldn't go sign a contract with somebody to deliver them illegal drugs, and then if they don't, go take it to court and say, Judge, I need you to enforce this contract, like they signed that they would deliver me the drugs and I would pay them, but they didn't do it, so I need you to enforce this contract. That's not gonna count because it has to be for a legal purpose. So that's the idea of that. All right, good job, Westside. My homies.
My
Sure.
Respect.
Well, again, what are you guys going with next?
You can choose, you got it right. You got it right.
Good job, Peyton. What do you got?
I think we just gotta go center.
Center? That's double jeopardy.
I think we gotta go contracts 800.
Oh,
Double jeopardy. That's it.
That is unsatisfying.
all right, here we go.
No, it's nothing.
Answer is sacrifice and a benefit. So on the elements of a contract, there's a term for this, but what it means is there has to be a sacrifice and a benefit.
We're just-
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay,
So hire some best shoes.
no, that is not
That's okay. We're still winning.
That's not a correct answer.
highest and best use. It's okay, we're still.
I'm gonna guess.
We could take that.
We're okay with that hit.
So wait, I think, did you just buzz in, Christian?
Yeah,
All right. Where's your teammates? How come you're the designated answer?
Maybe they're typing to each
He's
other.
our team leader.
Oh, okay.
Do over.
I seize control. I'm gonna guess, but we're probably going in the hole, guys. Is it considerability or consideration?
Yes,
Oh.
Yeah.
good job.
See,
I like
that's
the-
why he's our leader, because he knows it all.
You're actually now tied for
Oh,
first.
that's right. We want.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, so what in this scenario, what would be the sacrifice and what's the benefit in terms of real estate? What,
Ernest.
We're donating the
okay,
prize
so yeah, the
and
buyer's giving up the money, they're sacrificing the money for the benefit of the property. The seller's sacrificing the property for the benefit of.
Sacrifice the benefit, okay.
Good job. All right, good press, Zoom, good job. All right, Zoom, you're next, choose.
Risking it all, federal laws 1000.
Oh my gosh. It's a big jump.
You're not risking it all,
Sure.
you're only risking most of it, part of it. All right, federal laws for 1,000, here we go. I don't even know if I remember what this one is yet. Oh, issues relating to noise, air quality, water life, wildlife, etc. I need to come up with a better question for this one and answer, because this one's kind of lame.
I'm gonna guess. Is it? Oh, yeah, I got 2 for this. Is it?
You want to consult with your team real quick?
Well, then everyone can hear us consulting.
That's true.
Now they type, they guess.
Or yeah, if you typed it,
Just
they.
go for it, Christian, just guess.
I'm gonna say environmental or heuristic issues.
That's not the
That's
right
not the name of
answer.
the-
So, but do you guys know what the answer is?
No. We can. Think.
Okay, well, I haven't said if they're wrong yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, but I'm curious.
Well, we have to-
Let me see if you're more right.
Yeah,
Okay, so.
So you guys got nothing to lose here. It's gonna
Okay.
decide if I'm gonna give the points to them or not. Or we may split it. whatever.
Okay. So is it something that
You're
is it
close.
issues like problems, or is it issues
Yes.
like acquiring things?
Problems.
So it's not a rights question?
We're gonna answer,
Not
they already answered and they got it wrong, so.
Well, I didn't say he was wrong. It's only half right. He's half right. You're half right, Christian.
Oh.
I'm just, if they give,
I can clear it up, I think, but let him go.
let me see what they do and then I'll decide how we're handling.
Are we sure about that?
Let me give you another answer after they say something.
Okay, unless your answer is gonna be the same as theirs.
It maybe.
See ya.
And
I
that-
could chime in and give you mine.
Oh, you guys are just about as close as he, well, he's actually closer than you. So now
I
you
don't
can.
know what they say.
We can't tell you.
Okay, I'm gonna say, is it Estover issues then?
No, now you're thinking too specific. I'm not really sure what to do here. West Side, bail me out.
See the answer. EPA.
What?
Can I?
Yeah, good try.
That's an agency, that's not.
Just pulled ahead.
Oh my god.
Nice. I know, that's why I was saying, that's why I was saying, I gotta rework this one. This one's not a.
Give me a Zoom, can we get like halfway?
You both said environment, well, you should get a third because you said environmental.
It's like a third.
All right, good job, West Side.
Yeah, what? One lost, whatever.
Just so you guys know, West Side is winning now.
Yeah, stop that.
I'll quit cheating.
There's no way they can.
I'll quit cheating. I'll quit texting them the
No
answer.
way we keep it up.
Did you guys get deducted from those? The last question,
What?
did they get deducted anything?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Raffle deduct, I just will not do anything.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. West Side, what are you guys choosing?
Federal for 8.
All right,
Man, you guys doing it.
federal for 800, here we go. Remember when I said I felt like we were going so fast? Not so much anymore. All right, here we go. Answer is unlawful to discriminate based on any of the following:
Got it,
race, color,
Yeah.
religion,
got
sex,
it.
national origin. I got you. Okay, go ahead, Christian.
Protected classes.
Oh,
No.
They are protected classes, yes, but that is not the right answer.
You're an awkward slam.
All right, West Side teamed in. What do you got?
Equal opportunity? Protection?
No.
Okay, let's talk about
Equal-
this.
You're probably gonna argue with me afterwards, but no. As soon as these guys guess wrong, then I'll give you a hint. I was gonna give you a hint, but then they'll get it right, so.
Equal rights.
Yeah,
What are you guys guessing?
are we, no, it's the Fair Housing Act. Still,
Wait,
isn't it?
we're not gonna say our final play.
I've been on here twice.
Unlawful.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I feel exactly what I was thinking, answer twice.
I've already answered that question earlier. The question you asked me, I answered there earlier.
What was that answer?
Not telling you.
It's not your opportunity, that's a.
No, that's not fair housing. Unlawful discrimination, discriminating, I'll talk about housing, it is same federal law.
Something.
I'm just waiting for you guys to.
Are we gonna get it wrong?
Civil rights.
Okay, give me an answer.
Civil
You
rights.
should say a
Final answer?
Yeah, sure. It's not very-
Oh.
Wait, wait. Everything, that's only 5.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way that's not civil rights. It'd be like- So like, it's not housing, it's just.
Yeah, that was the Civil Rights Act.
Yeah.
So,
Of 1961, right?
1868.
68. Yeah, 68. Okay, good job.
I said that.
Some-
You did. I know.
I was for sure you guys, I gave them too long to answer. Because they would have answered. wrong.
Points less.
All right, go ahead, guys.
Federal law 100.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, agency 1000.
Oh, man, wait a minute.
Final answer?
Okay, sure, yeah, why not?
Still winning.
Yeah. we're- ADC 1000.
I told you what we're playing for, right?
No.
Wait, what are we playing?
Wait, what are we playing?
All right, agency
That would be-
1000. Here we go.
Okay,
Yo.
We're going one.
pretty fast.
Here we go. Answer is. These become limited in limited agent. Oh. Yes. What?
Fiduciary duties.
Incorrect.
Wait, what?
They do.
Well, yeah, but which ones is what I'm asking. Because all of your fiduciary duties don't become limited,
Okay, so
only certain ones.
Can we take some time?
Yeah, because you already answered wrong. All right. Okay, so FYI, I did give you the answer on Tuesday to this.
Yeah,
I highlighted it in the contract even, for the very reason.
that's good.
I did it for the very reason of this game.
Well, we lost.
We already lost.
Yeah, you lost it. But if they can't answer, you could get them back.
Well, it's not. fun.
There's more than that.
Then I would get it wrong then, partially right,
You'd get it partially.
yeah.
All right. You guys got anything? Oh, you're discussing. How about Zoom? Are you guys chat boxing it?
Not fully.
Yeah, for both sides.
Marcy's like pulling up a contract for you. You should look at that.
Yeah, 3 turns in it.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't, I have dollars.
you are correct.
Yeah.
You, West Side, you trying it or you guys just giving up?
Say, but we can't.
I was gonna say, you don't look like you're trying.
Can we get half points if we say them?
Students not.
Did everybody sign it out? Yeah, they like- Hey, I already told you, I already said, I'll bet Marcy's looking it up.
Experts were there for.
That's true, good
I
point.
mean, we can answer. Is it just one or?
No,
It says these.
They lost a point.
yeah, these, 8 points, okay.
Hold on.
Oh.
Oh, that's not.
So I'll guess.
Okay, so, all right,
We're ready.
wait, Christian just said he was guessing, so,
Didn't he already?
no, he
Okay.
did. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Eddie's over there in the room.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I'm just gonna guess it's going to be, care and loyalty.
Incorrect.
Yay, ding, ding, ding.
Or no, loyalty, never mind. Yeah.
Should we get a contract? done?
I think,
No.
okay, go ahead, West Side.
Go ahead, read it.
You guys better get it right. You got it right in the, you got the contract right in front of you.
It's right here.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, so. When acting, representing both the buyer and the seller at the same time, a limited agency has fiduciary duties to both the buyer and the seller as required by law. However, some of those duties are limited because the agent cannot provide undivided loyalty, confidentiality, and disclosure.
Is that your final answer?
Points that they look at.
I'm a little tired. Yeah, you're done over here.
Says confidentiality.
Right to us by C
You didn't guess, you didn't guess confidentiality. That would have still been wrong.
Oh.
It would have been partial right. All right. And, well, the last partial right you got, I gave you 0 points. So there you go.
Oh.
All right, good job.
Funny from the face.
Both of you.
Yeah, we did, we did.
No, they did.
The ones.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, you guys are winning again. All right, to West Side.
No, I'm not gonna choose.
Why not?
Because I need to go back to school.
That's why you're here. That's good.
Federal laws.
Okay, now we're getting back into it.
Which one? 400?
No.
Okay, here we go. I'm not cheating for you guys anymore.
This is sad.
Yeah, that side's a little biased over there.
And I'll start out with you guys. Now I gotta help Zoom. So.
Yeah, Zoom's good.
All right, here we go. Answer is. Truth in lending. These, all of these ones are hard. This should be worth 1,000. I know. So that's what I was gonna say. This is part of an act.
The answer?
Okay, I know this one.
All right, give it to me. Oh, the
Federal Consumer Credit Protection.
good job. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, you need to help zoom out. Let's.
Lending, I like it.
I just emailed him the PowerPoint.
Oh, okay. I knew he was clicking in the background.
Yeah. That might be the first time anybody's gotten this one right too, by the way.
Are they?
They're only 200. Cause he sent it a few times too many. All right, Zoom, where are we going next? You gotta get back in the game with 1,000.
Oh, man, don't
I'm gonna screw it up on all the other ones, so I'm gonna try federal laws 600.
All right, here we go. Answer is eliminates discrimination against those with disabilities. So this is another
Got
act.
it.
Okay, go ahead.
Americans with Disabilities Act,
Good job.
ADA.
Maybe just.
You know,
So keep, I'm gonna go back.
you guys have been up as far as number of points acquired. You've got the most, but you've also lost it all. So that's correct. Yep. Americans with Disabilities Act. So here's the only thing that
ADA.
to say on this one that I want to just will point out, which doesn't really apply much to us, but if you were renting a property and somebody came and they were in a wheelchair and they said, we want to lower the cabinets and stuff, do you have to do that?
No,
No.
it's already fixed.
Yes.
The answer is yes,
Yeah.
but who has to pay for it?
Thank you.
They do.
And
You as
what,
the landlord.
that's right. So yes, you would have to do it, but they get to pay for it and they got to put it back when they're.
So they buy it as is and then they change
No,
it.
not
on-
buy it if they were renting. So
Oh.
under a purchase, you wouldn't have to do anything.
So you're just allowing them to do it. You're not. actually-
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay.
That's probably. a better way to- Sorry, you have to allow them to make the modifications.
Yeah, the other thing for anyone who does renting is like, you can't, even if you're no pets, you can't block people with service animals.
And everybody's got a service animal.
Yeah, you can just go to the doctor, right?
Yeah,
All right, go ahead, Christian.
Ugh. I'm gonna get all these other ones wrong, so I guess for Zoom team, we could just say nothing and hope everyone else puts themselves in the
That's
hole.
right. That's what
How
you gotta
many
hold.
points are we at?
You're at 800, west side's at 2,000, east side's at 1,600.
So you guys could win it technically.
If they said.
If you said no. Good job.
Contracts,
Uh-oh.
1,000.
Oh, there we go.
Double jeopardy.
All right, here we go. I know, I don't have a double jeopardy on this one, I should. Meeting of the minds. So remember, this is one of the elements of a contract. What did you say?
I said, is that like a Naruto reference or something?
Nope, there's 4 elements or 5 elements of the contract, statute of frauds being the fifth.
Should sing the song, Russ.
Zoom is chatting. We got this.
Where's my?
You won't find it in there.
I didn't think so.
Well, actually, no, you will. Wait, what do you got? Depends on what you're, I'm not sure what contract you got. in hand. Oh, yeah, you're not gonna find it. I don't think. It's possible that it's in there. All right, do I need to give you a hint?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of the bolded sections of the reps.
We're comfortable with it?
I think I might know what it is.
Wait,
We
did.
Okay, east side wants to get it wrong. Go ahead.
Get it wrong. Green was right to answer.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
And the question answer,
Is it in?
wait, oh,
Hold on.
We all did.
let's consult.
Take Google, nobody's.
You can't until you ding in. Now you gotta give me an answer.
Okay.
Reasonable amount of time.
The answer is, our final answer is
Yeah.
officially.
The section of the entire
Section of the
agreement.
entire-
Incorrect.
Dang it.
What?
Anybody else want to try?
I would like to try.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it's when maybe even mediated, but at the very least, when the buyer and seller have some sort of informal discussion about like navigating the contract.
That's a pretty big answer.
So what's your answer? No. So now everybody's fair. So,
I have a guess. Do I dare guess?
that's right.
Yes.
Christian, you,
Go ahead.
I've been commenting for you.
Because what are you going with, Christian?
What were you saying, Jill?
I said, I've been asking you if that's the answer over our chat.
So what's the answer?
We can get a chance.
Hold on, trying to go back. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, send it.
Yeah, we're saying when both parties sit down and agree to some terms,
Like
possibly.
they
even
come to a
informally.
consensus.
Right, so what, yeah, they come to a meeting of the mind. So what is it?
Okay, we want to read it.
Hang on, I gotta get it wrong first.
They have got, he's over explaining it.
All right.
Next 200.
Everybody try already?
Yeah, everybody's tried. So now the question is, do I let you try again?
500 points, 500 points. Try again.
It's not offer and acceptance. Offer and acceptance. It's not that.
It actually is that. I know, that's what I'm like, really?
I think we've been like so duped by all these other.
I know. I said, to them. All right, well, everybody lost, so you're still on equal ground.
There you go. We're about the same.
All right. So back to Zoom. Choose again. Zoom?
Someone else on Zoom choose.
There's only three. to choose
Agency for
from.
600.
Which one?
Agency for 600.
Okay, here we go. This is still anybody's ball game. Answer is, no statement or action can result in fraud or misrepresentation. No statement. I don't even know if I remember the answer to this one now. That's crappy. Huh? What? No statement or.
Do you remember this one?
Let's try, just gonna look at the answer.
Yeah.
I'm not- Remember that.
Yeah.
Well, Zoom.
Or-
Yeah, I'm not sure I remember what the answer is. It's gonna be hard when you give me an answer unless that jogs my memory.
Somebody else, yeah.
Oh, yes, I remember. Okay, I'm good. I remember what it is.
Just 2 words?
Okay, so I'll give you a hint.
How many words?
This is not a fiduciary duty.
Oh.
That's your first hint, but then I'll give you a second one if that doesn't get it to you. It's related to the fiduciary duties, but it's not a fiduciary duty.
So it might be.
Very ahead, we can use a little ding ding.
You're doing it, huh? After everything I've done for you. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, full disclosure.
That's definitely.
They're gonna argue with me, but
Because
that is not the answer.
Okay.
All right, you going for it?
Yeah.
So we got 400.
You're at 400.
So we dinged it, by the way.
Okay, go, yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
Unrepresented customer.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Well,
And the
you're on the right track, but that is not. All right, I'll keep answering then, comma. I can, but I can already tell you're not gonna get it.
Whoa.
What? Now
Oh,
I don't know.
so now I can erase?
Wait, no.
We're consulting.
Okay, give me an answer. Okay,
No, give me
time's up.
anything.
All right. Anybody else want to try to lose some more points? It's not that hard. All
Same.
right, should I? Wait, Zoom didn't lose, huh?
The West, did you guys guess already?
They're not
Did they guess? Are you
We're
guys?
playing it safe and just
Oh, yeah.
letting everyone else bleed points.
Well, it's working. Okay, so I'll give another hint then. I'm not sure if I'm giving you points or not yet. So this is not a fiduciary duty, but we owe it to everyone.
And it's not.
Does that help any? I know.
Reasonable care.
No, it's- it's-
Reasonable care is a fiduciary duty.
yeah.
Honest,
Yeah, must be.
it's honesty, seriously.
You're kidding.
Honest.
Oh.
Well, where's the customer?
Customer.
When, I know, but what I'm saying is that we owe fiduciary duties to our clients. The reason I put it in parentheses is we owe this to a customer. Everybody that's not a client would be considered a customer. So Honesty is the answer.
Ah,
So usually people don't get it when they're not very honest. So no, I'm just. All right, who chose that one? That was Zoom again.
Yeah.
You guys are doing great, Zoom. Keep choosing.
There's advertisement.
Agency continued 800.
All right,
Yeah.
800. This might be the difference in the game here, guys.
Yeah.
Here we go. Answer is. Works to assist in negotiating a mutually acceptable transaction for both the buyer and the seller. Okay,
I'm gonna guess.
hang on, don't answer Zoom. Somebody else beat you to it. And so you'll be second if they don't get it.
Works with it, works.
Do.
yeah, but you're assessing your own. Because you're a limited agency.
Wait.
Final answer?
No, no, it's agency. It's limited agency, but the category is.
Final answer?
Limited
Yeah.
aviators.
Yeah.
Yes, okay,
Yes.
good, yes, correct.
Limited agency.
Hey, we're back on.
Okay, anything else?
We're good.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't say.
Don't say anything.
Don't say anything.
We're still losing Westgate.
Okay, what are you choosing?
Let it go.
I'm just-
Oh, what?
All right, here we go.
We don't-
Last answer,
Really?
and then we'll do the final jump.
Contracts.
What? I'm not sure.
Yeah, answer is. Not illiterate, minor, insane, alien, or deceased.
Oh, ding, ding, ding.
Okay,
Oh, shoot, competent person,
a what?
competent
Okay.
person.
Good job.
Yeah.
Legally compromised.
Yay.
Oh,
Look at this.
no.
Hey, we're not done.
Okay, guys, we're still in this, we're right here.
All right, so for the first thing we gotta decide is,
It's
so
better.
everybody get
I like
I know, that's why I said we gotta be here in person. So get a piece of paper and write down what you're gonna wager.
Wager.
What?
Oh, our wager.
Yeah, how much are you gonna wager? Then I'll have you write down your answer.
What's the half of the, what's that east?
Oh, yeah.
So they're at 800, you're at 1,000, Zoom's at negative 200. So how much are you gonna wager of your negative 200?
You're gonna borrow some money.
Yeah, you're gonna borrow some money from,
Wait, how are we at negative 200?
you answered a lot of questions wrong.
Well, I guess we lose then.
Pretty much.
So we're just not gonna answer Final Jeopardy.
Okay.
I'll be logging off now.
Actually, oh, you're logging off now.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for being here.
Thanks.
Have you guys written down how much you're wagering? Have you written down how much you're wagering?
Yeah.
So let me see.
No, I don't know.
Oh, let me see.
I'm like, I don't know.
Okay. How much are you wagering? What do you?
7.
That's probably a smart choice.
We're doing 7.
Okay. Oh, you shouldn't tell me. Okay, yeah.
No matter
Well,
what.
you've never, Dan already written down. All right, here we go. Final hazard. Here we go.
Double Jeopardy. We're good,
Oh,
Okay,
let's see,
but-
do I even have the music here?
It's been there the whole time.
I can't find it.
Final hazard.
All right. I gotta redo this one too. Your success depends on you doing these 5 things consistently. So here's why I say I need to redo this. Rita, no pressure. But you've been with the company the longest, so you should get this right. Everybody else, so here, well, I'll help you. with it.
Lost.
So no, this has nothing to do with loss. This is all company related. So, and I need to redo this, but John and George used to, that's why I'm saying, Rita, you should know this. They used to talk about, if you want to be successful in real estate, you gotta do these 5 things.
Great.
So what are the 5 things you need to do?
Sale?
I know this is
No idea.
a crappy,
Can I?
I need to, when I put this question in, they were talking about it all the time, like weekly, you would hear them talking about, it. You gotta do these 5 things, you gotta do these 5 things. So I need to update it.
I'm gonna have it just in case they start. Let me see, we can use our resources, though, right?
That's what I-
Well,
If what?
If we only said.
Yeah.
my thing is,
Oh, that's true. Well, unless they got.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
right, we were.
But we could guess and get it wrong next time.
See, if they were still losing, I would keep cheating. I have cheated for that. Probably 3 times. The first way I cheated for them was I erased their negatives.
Oh, I saw that. I was like. that's not
The second time was I came over and whispered to Peyton.
bad.
And then the third time is I mouthed it and Greg caught that I was mouthing it. So
I'm not admitting it.
So we win automatically.
technically, you should probably.
And we get the winning surprise,
Yeah.
whatever prize that is, we get it.
You did it.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't know.
you got your 5 things?
Yeah, give me.
You guys are just.
I put my guess in the chat.
Say that again, Christian?
I'll put my guess in the chat. You can take a look.
All right, let me see. I'm gonna close out of here for a second.
Do you guys have anything to ask here?
We can say it.
Right, absolutely.
Hey, I'm giving you bonus points for that. Christian, you won the game.
Correct.
I
Winner.
might not cry in my car today.
Wait, I haven't cried in my car today.
All right, is anybody, you guys ready to guess?
Well, we have 3 and 5.
Scott, I'll tell you if you're on the right track.
Practice,
Practice.
that's what we're thinking.
2 more.
We're gonna be.
Pretty good. Can you look at mine and consult fee really quick? So I'm doing 30 plus daily, 5 plus weekly.
You guys are both doing pretty good. You're doing better than you're doing better than I thought you would do.
Okay, let me see.
Mine could be one of the-
30 plus contract.
Yeah.
Appointments per week.
I should just say that.
Yeah, Christian wins.
Black trademark keywords.
What?
Black trademark keywords. Practice participate.
Did I say they were all with Pete?
No.
Well,
No.
I think it's.
We just know.
We just
Oh.
fun little thing. Thank you.
I can't. Right.
What are you looking at? Oh, he's grabbing the affirmations. You getting the affirmations or the 12 steps?
What?
Is that what you're getting?
What?
Oh, you got it.
Any plan.
So.
You guys.
Song's over.
Yeah,
They're all keywords.
let's
Yeah,
just give it to
plan
us.
pray.
All right, you ready for me to put it up there? We'll see how you guys did.
Yep.
See who had the most correct. Set.
Oh.
Yeah, we go.
Every day.
So Aubrey did get that one.
Yeah.
All 3 to 5 SOI every day.
Get SOI,
Uh-huh.
prospect, yeah.
One new listing per month. Although sometimes they would say 1 a week. But
Yeah.
I don't think anybody got that one.
I
No.
don't think that's something they said.
Yeah, there's some.
What?
I haven't heard them ever say one listing a month.
Really? I'm gonna tell George that.
Oh.
Well, and then watch now, all of a sudden you're gonna hear list.
Also-
Call all your sellers weekly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you put that one down? No.
It's that here, right?
And then if you didn't- and then they didn't participate.
What?
We were looking.
We're in a
at it
different list of
different
something.
way.
I know.
How many points are involved in this right now?
How
Well,
many-
they wagered 700.
Okay.
So we took the 300.
You guys wagered 200, so you went down to 600.
Why?
But you guys said Christian got 2,000, so he will say.
They just opened their appointment.
Sounds like accurate.
I know, that's a good one. So, all right. Thank you for being here. Thanks for participating in the 12-hour. Yeah, let's today not more fun than if we would have just stood up and talked about it.
For our.
Can you imagine if I had just talked about all this stuff? Anyway, cool. Okay, thanks for being here.
What's the price? Do we,
The prize is if you're willing to drive down to the Orem open house, you get a pizza.
What time
I said one on there.
It's going until 2 o'clock.
Today.
Yeah, you should have me.
I do.
Are these streets like?
Oh, yeah, you had 1 o'clock. Okay, so yeah, here's the winners get this.
So I can go to the, so then you can meet or just like I can hear or.
Yeah, so yes, there's not gonna be any support staff or anything. there. It's just, yeah, it's just gonna be,
Yeah,
it would
so
be just a place to work.
Okay.
I got it. Rest I got it.
I'm hoping to the orange.